Channel 2 News with Bill Viasa, Doug Johnson, Craig Roberts, and an inside investigation.
Good evening. Our top story tonight involves some
parts of all things other than your ears was strictly taboo. Things have changed.
It's weird at first, but then you get used to it.
It may be hip, but doesn't it hurt? Check out tonight's special insider report, tattoos and body piercing, next. Now here's Doug with Houston's first look at the weather. All the way back to Egyptian times, when only the highest-ranking members of society were allowed to wear them.
Through the centuries, tattoos have been used to make what you might call an indelible statement, and they're still used that way today. Jack Cato is joining us now with his own indelible statement, a special insider report on who's sporting tattoos these days and why. Jack?
I checked with both of you, and Bill, I don't know about your tattoo, but I know Linda doesn't have one. No. But tattoos are as old as everything, and I bet neither of you knew that Thomas Edison invented the tattoo needle. But today, it's not just drunken sailors that have tattoos.
I'm heavily involved in the martial arts.
Gary Lee is a financial consultant. His first tattoo was a scorpion for his birth sign. Next, he got a Malaysian tiger on his shoulder. Now his latest artwork is a $300 custom design on his thigh.
I like the tattoos where, like if I was wearing a t-shirt, nobody knows I've got a tattoo. If I'm going on a job interview, if I'm wearing shorts, nobody sees this. And if I'm wearing shorts, nobody sees that.
Paula is a booking agent, mother of 2 teenagers. It's taken 2 years to make the decision to get her first tattoo. Black bracelets.
I liked this particular design and decided that it was something I just wanted on my body on a permanent basis.
Richard Stell is the owner of this shop. He's seen a lot of changes over the years.
Back in the 70s when I started hanging around with it, it was like one kind of group. It was like bikers and lowlifes. And everybody was mean and scary, and that fascinated me, so I was hanging around trying to be like them when I was a kid. And now it's like everybody.
Hunter's first tattoo was in high school, a heart with a peace sign. Now he's adding flames and wings.
To tell you the truth, the wings came because I jumped out of an airplane. And the flames, I've got a 82 Harley with flames on it, so this one will work for a while, and then we'll see if we want to go bigger or put more stuff on it, and depends on what happens in my life.
Chuck and Professor Hal have tattoos with ancient Celtic significance.
We're blood brothers, and so we share the tribal markings so that in battle you can identify who's on your side. Mine is done with the color black background of woad. We made the ink ourselves from the root. The formula's, near as we can tell, about 5,000 years old.
Not all tattoos are forever. Jennifer and Danny were in love. They had their names tattooed on each other. Jennifer's name is now covered by this black lizard. And what happened to Danny's name?
Actually, this one right here is a cover-up of his name.
Are you going to put her name back on someplace?
I doubt it.
How about you, Jennifer? Are you going to put his name back someplace?
Probably.
Tomorrow, a look at more tattoos and the unusual practice of body piercing.
It's weird at first, but then you get used to it.
Now, looking at all those tattoos, you might have thought that that hurts, but every one of them said it doesn't. It just tickles. Now, I can't tell you about that tongue, but we're going to tell you what they say tomorrow about the tongue. And one other thing. Tomorrow, I'm going to sort of roll down my sleeve, and I'll show you if I met the temptation to get a tattoo.
We can hardly wait.
Oh,
Thank you
boy.
very much.
I don't care what he says, that tongue thing has to hurt. Well, whatever you've got planned for tomorrow, whether it's going out and getting a tattoo, you'll want to check with Doug Johnson first.
Definitely. He's going to be here next to tell us how long this great weather we've
Now, Channel 2 News with Bill Viasa and Linda Laurel, Doug Johnson, Craig Roberts, and Sherman Chow with Inside Houston.
You still want to change your style. How desperately would you sport a new tattoo or body piercing?
I didn't know how to pierce. This is my first piercing, and I just got a big sewing needle and shoved it through my nose.
Great. Jack Cato takes you inside the wild world of tattoos and body piercing next. Now here's Doug with Houston's first look at
ways of staking out an identity for themselves.
Shocking and primitive. Flamboyant tattoos and body piercing have their roots in cultures far removed from big city boulevards. But as Jack Cato graphically reminds us tonight, once primitive practices are these days considered chic.
Chic? Do you have a tattoo, Bill?
No, I don't. Okay. I don't.
In the research that we did on this project, we got pretty close to some really interesting people, a lot of interesting tattoos. But one of the most interesting things was that people that wanted to put holes in their body and called it body piercing. Sean is 23. His friends call him Billboard. This is his very first tattoo, a tribute to a friend who died.
Oh, I didn't think I was going to get anything else, but then I woke up and I realized, wow, you know, when I'm 90, I can still remember my friend and still have this as a mark to show that he was a part of my life, and then I just filled up with the other things that were parts of my life.
But he didn't stop with just illustrating his skin. He pierced it.
I didn't know how to pierce. This is my first piercing, and I just got a big sewing needle and shoved it through my nose. And it hurt like hell, but, you know, it's worth it.
I have an original.
Ozzy is a tattoo artist, and he plans to cover his whole body. He's even tattooed his head. And he's also into piercing. His navel, his ears, and the rest of his face.
Now, the ones up here in the eye?
It's just, like I said, just jewelry.
And these here?
Just jewelry.
Now, the one in your mouth? Now, what's that one?
It's just jewelry.
His girlfriend also has a tattoo with jewelry. Now let's meet Spider. Spider is heavily tattooed. On his right side, a skeleton. On his left side, a self-portrait. And again, he's pierced his face with a chain from his nose to his ear.
And I thought about piercing my cheek twice just so I could run a chain from there to there and one from there to there and look like it's laced through.
But some people give him a hard time about his looks.
Every time someone has a problem with the way I look, it just pushes me to something else. I've gone from long hair to giant mohawks, nose rings, nose chains, lips, tattoos.
And finally, Lisa. She works at the Better Business Bureau and aspires to be a professional boxer. Lisa has never wanted a tattoo.
I've always wanted to get my belly button pierced.
So she did, and she loves it.
I've had a lot of guys say they think it's extremely sexy. I've had other people say they think it's the grossest thing they've ever seen.
Everyone to their own things. Do you like it?
Let me check that schnoz of yours. You don't have any holes in there.
No, but this really isn't me. I'm going to leave that for Doug.
Okay.
But I want to tell you, I really got involved, and I want to show you this right there. Look at that.
Boss would be real proud of you.
Oh, yeah.
That's really, and I had to think a long time about it, but this is for Doug.
Okay.
It was an enjoyable thing. People do their own things, and we showed you just a little bit of it because anybody that wants to put an open sign in their window can start a tattoo or a piercing parlor.
Well, that's comforting to know. Thank you very much.
I'm speechless. What could I say after that?